Welcome out to the Nerd Effect Podcast. We are on episode number 28.
Yes.
And I am one of your nerd hosts, Mr. Dustin James Vancour, along with my buddies,
Michael Morgan,
Mason Ireland,
Nikki Brindle.
Yay! And we are here because we're awesome, again.
Do you guys know how special that makes me feel? Just by the way.
I know. You know what makes Abby happy?
I know. Makes me happy too.
I'm gonna start off the top of the show. Actually, I just realized that before we started that Harold Ramis passed away this week, and that is sad. Nikki's looking at me like she doesn't know who Harold Ramis is.
No, I was swallowing my coffee. Did you see my SADS picture I posted? That was him getting sucked into one of the Ghostbusters ghost traps while they waved goodbye to him.
It was a pretty sad picture, actually.
It was like punching you in the feels.
I saw one of him walking off into the distance holding Slimer's hand.
Oh,
that was pretty adorable.
Feels, yeah.
And so Harold Ramis, God bless you. Thank you for giving us Ghostbusters and Groundhog Day. Mm-hmm. I love Groundhog Day. That movie's hilarious. In fact, At Midnight did a tribute to Groundhog's Day, where every time they came back from commercial, they opened up the show again, like they did
how
first,
funny.
like it was a groundhog
That's
gimmick.
Funny.
It was pretty funny. Anyway, Harold Ramis, we salute you.
Yes,
indeed.
Continue to be awesome in wherever you're at now. Nerd heaven. All right, you want to just start at the top, go right to the news?
Yep.
Do it.
All right, let's do it. Where's my ticker? And we'll start with the ticker. Nikki, tell us what the United States government has been up to lately.
Oh man, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there was a press conference, and I'm pulling up my story because I'm not used to going first.
Because Nikki needs time to get her phone.
And I can't find the thing I posted. Why do we talk so much on Messenger? Where's my link? Wow. This song brought to you by Where the Fuck Is My Link? For reals, you guys. You don't even know. Oh my god, we talk so much. I am so sorry. Yay!
I know, your link was exceptionally hard to find because it was the shortest of them.
Yeah, no, I think I just passed it twice. It's ridiculous. So, there was a press conference this week, and President Obama was talking about a secret project that they've been working on for some time. You know, like drone technology or tapping all of the phones. Nope. They're building Iron Man. And as Mason and I were discussing earlier, if they're talking about it, that means it exists already. So you guys, there's a for realsies Iron Man out there somewhere.
Except not as sci-fi cool as, like,
but
Tony Stark.
But you know that the people who built it were totally playing Black Sabbath at some point while they were working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How could you not?
I'm sure that's the just the song they play in the background while they're working.
Oh,
yeah.
I would have it just on a loop
on
constantly.
Continuous loop, yeah.
He had to add that this wasn't really a secret project, and we've been working on it for some time. But he did say it's classified. But he already said that we're doing it. So.
Well, I'm sure the specifics are classified.
Yeah,
like
but,
but it's Iron Man.
We know they're there. We don't know the specifics.
I just imagining Obama. So, we're working on some really cool shit.
He's doing the Obama hands right now,
yes,
you guys. Like,
it's totally cool. In fact, there's a picture of him here doing it right here.
Yeah.
We're building the Iron Man. And that was a horrible Obama
that was
impression.
really bad.
That was a terrible
I don't know
Obama.
what that
That
was.
was a W impression.
Yeah.
But,
It did disintegrate into the
horribly degraded.
Yeah. But yeah.
Obama's one of my best
Can you imagine though, like you're a little kid running around in your superhero costume like little kids do, and you look up and a for realsies fucking Iron Man flies over your head.
Lucky that one.
I would shit my pants. As an adult, I would shit my pants running around in my Iron Man costume that I don't have.
But you want.
But I want, yeah. I mean, come on. So, yay.
Nerd on.
It's called
Yeah, I would get.
cosplay.
Oh my god, I would have the biggest nerd on for that.
Yeah. It's called cosplay. It's okay.
Which I think it's
You
interesting
see
though
the
because
biggest nerd on?
Yeah.
Mike said Nerd On first, and then I
Yeah.
just said, "Oh my god, I would have the biggest Nerd On."
What, you never heard Nerd On?
Never heard that before.
How have you never heard that? You're in a room with the three of us.
I've heard Nerdgasm, obviously, but never heard Nerd On before.
Geekity.
Yo, Geekity.
Yeah. Nerd On.
Nerd On. We should have a Nerd On of the week.
That's my Nerd On of the week. But for realsies, though, like, think of all the footage you've seen of failed rocket packs, but
Yeah.
they figured out how to make a fucking Iron Man suit work.
Like I said, like I said earlier, I think it's probably more like Iron Man X, the original from the cave, than
Still badass.
actually like
Flying and shit. Yeah.
the Mark I or anything where he actually
Still
got those
badass.
going. No, still badass, but I'm thinking it's more like a Warhammer Space Marine than Iron
See,
Man.
I'm picturing something like out of Mega Man, just because it makes me happy.
I'm good either way.
Yeah. No. Awesome.
I was thinking of more like the man piloted robots from Avatar, because they kind of had the motion where they swing their arms.
Did you guys see Pacific Rim?
I
Yes.
still haven't, unfortunately.
Pacific Rim
The way
is amazing.
I liked it. The way that they show you should watch it. The way they show
I
the
want to, I
robots
just haven't seen it yet.
being controlled,
Yeah.
I thought was really accurate of how something like that would actually work.
Oh, it's totally unique balls too.
Yeah,
You
it
have
was.
to use two people to pilot.
Yeah, but like the way they had pedals they step on and
Oh,
that
yeah,
makes it
yeah.
walk and shit like that.
Yeah.
It was a very unique way of portraying that, and I think if we had giant robots,
They
Yeah,
need
you
to
know,
that's how it
make
I
would
did
work.
them like that.
Pacific Rim the video game and just have it be like where you're
Oh my
standing
god,
look
like you're in a
and it's
VR
like
thing.
a VR, like an Oculus Rift or
Oh
something
my
like that.
god, I would spend all my money there.
Like $20 for a 15-minute play.
Oh, worth it though. How cool would that shit
Was
be?
it was
Way more worth it than those stupid fake roller coaster fucking things they've got.
yeah.
Oh, I remember the old VR system they had at Pojo's for a long time.
I
where it was
never
just
got to
like
play
kinda
that.
like a single ring, and it was like $5 to play. I only did it once. Worst money I've ever spent.
Everyone looked disappointed coming out of it, which is why I never
Yeah.
gave it a try. Yeah.
And you have to use you have like a controller in one hand, or no, you're basically on rails. Like
Yeah, it was like a rail shooter.
It moves with you, but you can move your head and your gun, and it looks wherever you look with your gun and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But and it's totally got the polygon.
Yeah, but that was ages ago.
I
Like
know.
Tank.
I mean,
You
it was
guys
like,
remember Tank?
Yeah.
Yes.
I hated that fucking game so much. I always got stuck in walls. Always.
What were you saying, Mason?
I was
Sorry.
going to say, wasn't it with the whole VR command system? Was it Eva that did that one first? I'm trying to remember which anime that actually came from.
There's been a lot of them.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember. Who
I know
did it.
Eva was one of the big first popular ones,
Yeah.
but I mean, I've seen a concept at some point or another.
Because Gundams, they
There's been
sit
so
down in
many.
the seat and pilot.
Yeah, Gundams were like piloted.
I'm
like
just
that.
sitting
Yeah,
here zoning
fighter.
out because I'm not an anime
Yeah.
nut.
But yeah, the basically the pack rim style system actually has been an anime forever.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, but still, I mean, they did good execution.
Oh yeah.
Well, and the movie was very much done almost like a
It was a
Live
Mecha
action.
Kaiju movie.
yeah, it was done like a live action anime only with a budget.
Mhm.
It was pretty sweet.
So anyway, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yay, Iron Man for real.
I hope that when they paint them, they at least look like the Iron Patriot.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know they will. It's gonna be
Even-
all
even
red,
if
white,
they-
and blue.
I would say even if they're not like even if that's
Or
not
camo.
like that,
I could see them doing
Well,
camo.
they do
Yeah.
camo, but like they're I mean out in the field, yeah, they'd be camo, but like if they ever show them like in parade, like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
in regiment in like platoon ranks, they're gonna be they're all gonna they're basically gonna like pay-
Patriotic as fuck.
Well,
I
yeah.
think is the phrase you're looking
patriotic
for.
as fuck. Yeah, yeah, it is the phrase I'm looking for. That and yeah, they're gonna pay Disney to allow them to use the Iron Patriot scheme.
Oh yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna go right as just along how I have them open here. Mason,
Yo.
tell us about your favorite ladies from Korea.
Oh, well, my favorite ladies from Korea, Sono Shide, Girls' Generation. Well, they went and released a new mini album this week.
A mini album?
A mini album.
Did you poop a little?
No.
Oh.
I can control my bowel movements. They released it on the 24th. And within 24 hours, it did what's called an all kill in Korea, where it topped every single Korean music site.
KO'd.
Yeah.
Flawless victory.
And yes. And beyond that, it also went number 1 in Taiwan, Singapore, the Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Mexico, Peru, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Japan.
Did you say Mexico?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was shaking.
What?
Doing a double take that.
And Canada.
Canada?
Went to number 2 on the American pop chart.
It's just a Canada full of Masons.
I'm okay with that. It makes me want to move to Canada. I already wanted to move to Canada, and hit the number 6 on U.S. iTunes the unified chart with everything, and it was number 2 on America's pop chart. So yeah, yay for flawless victory again for Girls' Generation. And as far as the album goes, like I said, it's a mini album. It's 6 songs. It'd be called an EP here in America for those of you who remember those old record terms.
I just bought one of those yesterday. I think it said EP on it. Yeah.
I always remembered the
versus a full album, which is an LP for long play.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you used to be able to buy like the CD singles.
Yes.
That would have like
useless,
AKA wastes of money and space.
Yeah. But sometimes those CDs
they're not smaller than regular CDs.
But sometimes those CDs were the only way you could get certain variations of a song,
right?
Or
certain mixes.
Tracks.
I actually got once. I bought a record and it came with a tiny CD that was maybe like 2 inches across.
Yeah,
it would still exist.
Yeah, blew my mind. I had never seen one of those.
You just can't stick them into a feeder.
Yeah,
right.
No.
Yeah, don't stick them into a slot drive.
Yeah, could not burn that onto my computer. Did not work out.
But yeah. So, I actually, I actually admit to buying 2 different CD singles back in the day. Mm-hmm. Back when I did things like buy physical albums. That doesn't happen anymore. But I bought the Headhunter one by Front 242 and the I'm Afraid of Americans one by David Bowie. Mm. So I could get the remixes of those tracks.
I love David Bowie so much.
Because for both of those, the remixes of the tracks were not available anywhere but on those CD singles. Of course, it was also weird because both of those CD singles were just 6 versions of the same song. Just, the original in 5 different remixes.
God, I remember when people used to do that. Let's have 3 versions of the song. Here's the acoustic version. Here's the remix.
Here's just the musical track.
Yeah.
No lyrics.
Yeah.
Which is great for figure skaters and no one else.
Yeah. Well, I think
and people who love their karaoke.
Yeah.
I think like 9 Inch Nails, if you got like all of the albums, like 90% of it is just remixes.
Yeah. I was sorting through my music and I have like a Apocalyptica. I've got most of their albums, and like 90% of it's just different versions of the same song. I was like, okay, I have to pick which one's my favorite and delete the other 2, because sometimes when you have it on shuffle and it does all 3 at once, it gets a little old.
Well, that's why you hit skip.
Yeah.
On the shuffle.
Yeah. I'm lazy, Mason. I need instant gratification, and I want to hear my songs when I want to hear them.
You're just, like, way too demanding sometimes.
What do you want me to do? Make specific playlists?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
I love making playlists, of course. I was also one of the guys that, I made mixtapes.
I still make mixed CDs for people.
I do too.
Mason made me a mixed CD about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh my god, you guys, just do it already. The bromance is just ridiculous.
It had I'm Afraid of Americans on it.
Probably version 1, because it's probably just a standard version.
Yeah,
yeah.
Nerd-ons, bromances, this show's got everything.
Indeed.
So yes, yay for Girls' Generation, and I've of course picked up the album, and it's awesome.
Oh, that just goes without saying. I assumed. Yeah.
I'm sure you were just sitting there waiting for the purchase button on your screen to come up.
I'm picturing like, have you guys seen The Big Bang Theory where they buy their Comic-Con tickets and they're all just sitting there.
Refresh.
Yeah, I'm picturing that.
Actually, for like the first 6 or so hours, it was hard as hell to find on American iTunes because it would redirect you to the European site or the Japanese site temporarily and say, you can't buy this because you're not in this region.
Those bastards.
Like, why do you hate me?
Why do you not want me to have the things I love?
I just want to enjoy all the things.
Yeah, it was weird.
Instantly, please.
So I just went and listened to it on YouTube and then went back and bought it.
Do you guys remember CD release parties when that was a thing?
Oh, it's like they still have video game release parties.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I only ever went to one CD release party at Hastings, and that was for Linkin Park's Meteora.
Nice.
And they gave me the big vinyl banner they had outside the front of the store.
I remember that.
I bought both of the Moulin Rouge soundtracks before the movie came out.
Nice.
Moulin Rouge was awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Yeah, it is. Oh God, it makes me happy.
Yeah.
Makes you really want to watch Moulin Rouge again, to be
I know.
honest with you.
No, the costume designer for Moulin Rouge, I guess, did the fucking Oscars were on when I left my house, and the costume designer for Moulin Rouge also did the costumes for The Great Gatsby, I guess, and she won an Oscar, which I thought was cool. That was.
I did want to see that too. I haven't seen.
I haven't seen it either.
It's a good movie. That's
Okay.
all right.
Was it?
Yeah.
How did that hold up to the book?
Oh,
let's wait for that. Hold on.
Okay. Damn it!
Right onto the topic.
That was so
It's been so long since
organic, though.
Yes, it was
It
so
was
organic,
very
but we still got 2
organic.
news stories to do.
Okay.
Right. Well, we'll hold off on that.
Yes, we'll hold off on
Okay.
Great
that.
Gatsby.
Needless to say, Girls'
We'll-
Generation is awesome, and we'll go on to the next news.
We'll pick up on Gatsby when we start the
Yeah.
topic.
I was really proud of myself, you guys.
So
It was a good segue. It was. I bet.
It's like
So-
hard.
I'm going to start off my news story by saying this is one of those moments where I am truly proud that ignorance really is bliss. So Bitcoin, it's a thing. I don't know much about
was
it.
a thing.
Yes. And it has just gone fucking off the rails. It has
Tits up, I think, is the
is the
proper.
Yeah,
proper
tits up.
Monkey
term.
tits up.
Monkey tits up. Yay. So Japan-based Mt. Gox CEO Mark Capelli, or Capello, or whatever he is here, Gawker explains his look as a cross between Chris Farley reanimated with the soul of Reddit, which I thought was kind of funny. Because he does kind of just got this derp look on his face.
Yeah.
I believe that's what we would describe as creative writing.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, yeah, this comes from Gawker, so they're usually pretty funny with their news reports. Anyway,
News with fingers quotes.
yeah,
'Cause it's
news. Basically, this guy was a virtual currency broker of sorts, however you want to call that. And he done took all your money and fucking wiped his ass with it, apparently, and just
Yeah, there's just poo money circulating
Yeah.
throughout everywhere.
congratulations, you purchased absolutely nothing, and now I'm going to take all your money and run away. So let's read this here real quick. We still don't know why all the money is gone or where it went, but a combination of theft and titanic incompetence is likely. The bottom line of anyone who used the Mt. Gox exchange, your account balance is now 0. But at least we know Carpelli hasn't fled the country yet. AFP reports that Mt. Gox is doing more than just bowing with shame. The virtual currency exchange is bankrupt and seeking a court protection accordingly. Funny how these people only want anything to do with the government after they fuck themselves over into another dimension. That dimension is filled with dreams of Kickstarter projects backed with internet money, Dorito Crush sushi, Doge posters. Is that how you pronounce it? D-O-G-E?
D-O-G-E, yeah, Doge.
And now lots of shame and backtracking. So, yeah, Bitcoin, I never really trusted it. I have a buddy named Sid who just thought it was the greatest thing ever. He bought into it when it first started at like pennies. And he basically watched his money double, quadruple, so on and so forth.
And then go bye-bye.
And then now it's just gone. It's like, so
It
long.
Would have been
sucker.
great if you caught into it early, and then once it got really up there, sold it all out.
Right.
Well, and people make
Like stocks.
Well, people make jokes about it too, saying that it's that's basically a way to pay for drugs without it actually being trackable, which is hilarious. And then I even saw some
Drug dealers take
like-
bitcoins?
yeah, because it's investable. You can. The thing is, I tried to read up on what Bitcoin actually was, but apparently what it is a coin has a set amount of value based on how many are purchased. There's only a finite amount of them. I think 21 million, I believe, is the number.
Yeah.
And then as they're exchanged and purchased, their value goes up because there's only so many of them.
Right.
So basically it's just a hoarder mentality.
Yeah.
And when you buy into them cheap,
I can't throw these popsicle sticks away because someday I'm gonna want them.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. And now people are paying the price for it
Have
because
you guys
for something that doesn't even exist.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Almost Human? The show.
Yeah.
They use bitcoins as currency in that show.
But they're not called bitcoins, right?
They called them bitcoins once.
Oh.
But you have it on like a thumb drive that you can scan, and that's how they pay for things. And then because
it's called an ATM card.
Well, but I'm assuming they did it that way because they thought it was the future, and these things are really popular. So now I wonder if they're going to change that.
Kind of reminds me of that futuristic Visa commercial they came out with about 4 or 5 years ago, where that dude just walking through a grocery store, just fucking tucking things into his trench coat.
Yeah.
And then he walks out and it goes beep 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 like he's been caught. And then the fucking dude just hands him a receipt.
Excuse me, sir. You forgot your receipt.
You forgot your receipt. Oh, thank you.
I never saw that actually.
That's from the way back.
Yeah. Well, the thing is it's totally doable with RFID.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is
and NFC.
You'd have to really be able to pinpoint focus RFID on a person.
My RFID block and wallet wouldn't be very much good if they ever moved to that.
You'd eliminate shoplifters.
That's the idea of the commercial. But yeah. So anyway, if you invested in Bitcoin, but not really because that sucks for you too.
We feel sorry for you because we're not horrible people.
I know.
Except for Dustin, he wants to laugh at your face, evidently.
Or your ears, just your ears.
Or your ears.
Just your ears.
It's just a weird thing to me. It's like I can't imagine.
Well, the idea was that they were.
So were MP3s at one point.
No, I always thought that was a great idea.
No, that was an amazing idea.
Yeah, I did too.
That's something that actually exists.
The idea was that they were going to be a non-governmental currency, so they weren't controlled by a government.
Yeah, they were controlled by the actual value, not by...
Right. Yeah. Not by forced value because of a government, because like
our money is?
Like our money is, because like
we're not a gold-backed currency anymore?
Right. Haven't been since the 40s.
Each dollar is a big IOU.
Yep. And the thing is like our currency is locked to the British pound. And then also everyone who's in the Commonwealth of British States, or whatever it's called, the economic commonwealth that a lot of British or former British colonies share with England, all of their currencies are locked to the British pound also. And then there's currencies like anyway, there's like a lot of African currencies are linked to the dollar, and their values are all dependent on each other.
Which sucks for them.
Currently, yes.
To the dollar.
Well, no, the British pound is like the top dog currency still, because everything else is pretty much linked to it through, however long the paper trail may be. Usually it falls back to, let's link our money to the U.S. dollar. Okay, great, it's linked to the U.S. dollar. Oh, wait, the dollars were linked to the pound. So, there's nothing backing any of these currencies anymore. It's all on good faith of the governments. So the Bitcoin was an attempt to make a non-government based currency that could be traded independently among people. And
drug dealers.
And drug dealers, evidently, yeah. But they're people too. Yeah. They may not be good people, but they're people.
Well, if they take Bitcoins, no, they're not smart people.
For a while they were.
For a while they were smart
Bitcoins
people.
were getting
as long as
really
they cashed out when the good was getting gooder.
You sentenced real good, buddy.
I totally.
Yeah. Well, Bitcoins got up to like 5,000 US a piece or something like that.
Oh yeah, by the end of it, if you invested early, if you cashed out when you're supposed to, then you made them.
Yep. So, it was a good idea, and I don't think the idea is gone yet, as far as people wanting to make non-governmental currencies, because let's face it, barter's annoying and hard.
I love barter, and if we had a barter society, I would be fucking loaded.
That's because you have skills.
Exactly.
Whereas I'm an information person, I don't have skills, I have knowledge, and barter doesn't like that.
Knowledge is pretty valuable.
Would you trade a ham for the population of Kuwait?
Well, no, but it all depends on the knowledge. I mean,
Right. Scientists get screwed in barter systems.
Yeah.
So fuck barter. Barter's stupid.
I love barter.
I'll
I
barter
trade
with my
all
dollars.
the things.
Yeah.
I would barter with you, Mason.
Okay. I was saying, because I'd end up bartering with bullets.
I would barter with you, Mason.
I wouldn't shoot you, but I would get things to barter with by shooting other people. That's how barter
I thought you were
works.
saying you would use bullets as your thing to barter with.
No, I would.
But
I would say, give me your
with the
stuff,
shit stings.
or I shoot you to people. And
That's
they
not
would
a
give
barter.
me their stuff so I could barter with people I like.
Would you be a pirate in a
Yeah.
barter system? Why are you anti-barter system? Piracy.
Because
Mason.
pirates get shot also,
Yeah.
and
But you're a smart pirate.
yeah.
You wouldn't.
I would actually never bother to just say, give me your stuff. I just shoot them in the head from a distance, then
Mm-hmm.
go take the stuff.
You could have minions.
Okay,
Yeah.
minions are awesome.
Just like in video games.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. That's horrible.
No, not like in video games. Better shot in video games than I am in real life. So I probably might need an automatic weapon to make sure I got them.
Do a
Well,
nice-
I can shoot center mass.
lay down a nice spray.
I can shoot center mass.
So excited for the zombie apocalypse, you guys.
But yeah, but no, and you know, that's the thing is that without currency, we have to barter. Bartering sucks. So a non-governmental currency is a good idea because that pulls the government's ability to regulate enterprise out of it. According to these people, I don't support that idea even remotely. I do not believe in free enterprise because it screws over everybody except for the really rich people. But it was a good experiment, and I think the experiment isn't dead. Just Mount Gox is toast.
Yeah,
and
but he was a prominent trade, though.
they were a prominent trading place. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that something that's Bitcoin 2.0 won't come out.
Yeah. The ultimate fate of Bitcoin is yet to be seen.
Yeah.
Mike.
Ah.
So, Pokemans.
Yay, Pokemon.
Yeah. So
Pokemans and
Twitch plays Pokemon. Yeah. So some anonymous programmer set up a Pokemon Red on a Twitch feed, and basically set it up so that anybody could basically type in a command for the game. So like a directional up, down, left, right, or A, B, or whatever.
Yeah.
And the game would execute that command. So however many thousands of people were in there typing commands. Millions. Okay, yeah. Millions of people were in there typing commands.
1.1 million.
Well, on general, there was up to 120,000 people at one time.
Right.
Yeah. So just everybody typing in commands, and the little guy on the screen just doing those commands, just basically twitching all over the place. Oh my god. I watched some of it. It was freaking crazy. They beat the game. So, somehow, some way, they managed to actually beat the game. And they've actually reloaded it now with Pokemon Crystal, I believe. But,
Okay.
yeah. So, basically, they beat the game after 16 days, 7 hours, 45 minutes, and 30 seconds. The peak number of players was 121,000. There were more than 122 million commands issued during that time. Let's see. We had 9 million onlookers. Total views of the page was 36 million.
So just a digital nerd orgy is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Pretty much, yeah.
There was basically more than 1 billion minutes watched. Yeah. So, and there were some interesting things that developed out of it. A couple religious orders. They had, because there were some parts in the game that they were thinking that it would not be able to get through.
Right.
So they ended up incorporating, basically, democracy and anarchy modes. So anarchy modes being just the way it is normally, where just everybody's typing in commands, it's doing whatever. But if an overwhelming majority of people voted for the democracy, then they could basically do votes for what command was next. So it would come up with a vote, everybody would type in their vote, it would tally them up, do that command, and then do the next vote. So some parts of the game there, you it was not going to get through. I heard about something about the swamp. So that's what they did for that. So, I mean, there was like religious orders that were created based on anarchy and democracy modes. Apparently they had Bird Jesus, which was the first Pokemon they caught. Yeah, so a lot of interesting developments.
Go Bird Jesus.
Yay.
Wow. Sacrilegious.
Oh yeah, so they're got Pokemon Crystal going now.
Yeah.
Kind of scary.
There's even a petition to have the U.S. government officially recognize March 1st as Helix Day. Praise Helix. That's awesome. So, nerds can get along in one room by the millions, kind of, to beat a game.
Well, you see, you put that ultimate goal in front of us of beat the game, and
We do like that goal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you got
You gotta catch them all, Dustin.
9 million nerds going, yep, we're going to beat it.
Yep. Oh god, I wonder how many people are gonna have to play the next one if it's got all this hype. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I guess-
then I would say Rev 3 Games actually did a Twitch Plays Adam Sessler podcast where the commands would come up and like there was like a room set up and like Adam was in it and there was different objects, and as the commands came in he would interact with the objects as he was commanded. Wow, the Sess has a great sense of humor and willingness to
Do certain things.
do things that is beyond me. Of course, that's why he's famous and I'm not.
Well,
Hey, that man put up with G4 for years. I don't know how he did it, but he did.
So did Chris
I miss
Hardwick
G4. I really miss it, you guys.
and Matt Myra. Both those guys put up with
I
G4 for a
know.
long time. I remember. I love hearing some of Matt Myra's stories about G4, especially towards the end where they just gave
Stopped
up.
caring.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
drew penises all over the screen on
Yeah.
that holiday buying guide.
'Cause I-
That made me laugh so hard. That was my favorite episode of Attack of the Show ever.
That was good times. Good times.
So yeah, I think it is now topic time.
So how does that Great Gatsby movie hold up to the book, Dustin? Totally organic segue from earlier.
Yes. Rewind to 15 minutes ago.
That was me talking backwards. It didn't work. That was way better. Actually, you sound kind of like Hubert.
Yeah.
so that's how they did the sounds for him.
They hired me.
That's what it always sounded like to me.
So I'm pretty sure that game.
It
No.
was backwards talking.
I was going to say, did that game predate my birth? When did Kubert come out?
I don't know. I don't remember. It was in the 80s. I know that.
Yeah, it was 80s, definitely.
I was 82. I was born.
Oh,
Google
no.
this
You were
shit.
alive when Kubert came out.
That
I
makes
might
sense. Because the
not
graphics
have.
are a little bit more.
Yeah. They were 16-bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mid-80s, definitely. Boom.
So, Gatsby. I'm trying to remember. I read the book in high school. So
As did we all.
So it's been a long time.
Well over a decade.
But I will put it that the director, help me out here. Was it Spike Jonze?
I don't.
Baz Luhrmann?
Baz Luhrmann,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Baz
yeah,
Luhrmann
yeah.
was the director. Thank you.
Yeah.
That explains what the same costume
Yes.
designer worked on that in Moulin Rouge.
It had, unlike the book, had his flavor all over it. So, I mean, large musical numbers,
I know the
very
music won a lot
dramatic,
of awards, yeah.
dramatic scenes and stuff like that. That
Yeah, the Grammys.
the book wasn't quite all of that. I don't know how. That,
Entertaining.
musical.
It
yeah.
was a pretty boring book.
I liked the book, but I like books.
I liked it as a period set piece, but
Yeah, exactly. It was a good.
I had a teacher that made it interesting. Did you have Dr. Mooney?
Yes, I had Dr.
Yeah,
Mooney.
he made that book awesome.
If you didn't have Dr. Mooney, I feel sorry for you. Even if you
Well,
weren't from Boise,
Mooney
I
was
still
awesome.
feel sorry for you.
Oh, yeah.
You had Mooney too?
Oh, yeah, I have
he
Mooney.
was around forever.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one time he was gone for like 3 days, and we asked him where he was. He said he was craving pancakes, so they flew to New York.
For pancakes?
Yeah, apparently there's this place there that has the best pancakes in the U.S. according to him.
Okay.
So Great Gatsby had I thought the movie was entertaining. Now I'm going to preface this portion of the show by saying I have the tendency to enjoy movies for what they are. I tend not to compare things against a book a lot, mostly probably because I haven't read them. But
thanks for the honesty there. That's
yeah.
No, I appreciated you admitting that. Yeah.
But which is still why I gotta get. I haven't read American Gods all the way through yet. I know. I'm sorry. But with the
you need to finish that so I can let you borrow other gaming things.
Well, with the knowing that they're working on an American Gods miniseries of some sort for like Showtime or something.
Yeah.
I really want to get through the book first. That way I can compare it to the show.
I wish you could buy cable for like a day.
I wish you could. Well, that's not far from the truth.
I was HBO Go is now available a la carte.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
A couple months ago.
Oh, cool.
Kinda
It was
like-
basically in preface for when the next season of Game of Thrones comes out.
Interesting. I'm going to look into
And
that.
I know this doesn't matter to you guys, but the WWE Network launched last week too, which is
I'm really happy for you.
thanks. So
We're not going to be seeing you for a while, are we?
Well, it's like $10 a month, and you get access to all the things, like all the past pay-per-views of ever.
Wow.
And
That's actually pretty cool.
and
that's pretty cool.
they got some new original content that they're coming out. There's was it called the Legend House or the House of Legends or something like that? Basically, it's like a reality show where they take some WWE legends and throw them in a house.
Oh my God.
And they just live together for
Oh
like
my
a month
God.
or two.
You're going to watch that, aren't you?
You're
going to watch that a lot, aren't you?
I gotta pay for it first. I haven't paid for it yet.
Does HBO Go have that where you can view old things?
I
Well, you
believe
can
so.
you can like view the seasons
Yeah.
of things. if
Like
they-
So I
Game
might
of
actually-
Thrones?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I might actually get in on that myself.
Yeah, that's what I was just
I
thinking.
keep seeing Game of Thrones stuff, and I'm like, I have no idea.
That's me
guys.
too. We haven't watched any of it.
I have it on Blu-ray.
I don't have a Blu-ray player.
Speaking of show, are we gonna throw shows into this one too?
We could,
Yeah.
Do like a why not type thing?
but we're not doing comic books yet.
No,
Right.
but
'Cause
Game
that
of
is
Thrones.
the one thing where I
Specifically
cannot.
books, not comics.
That is the
Yeah.
one thing where I cannot separate the movie from the thing it's based on. Like books, I can view them as separate entities, but comics, I just get angry. So that definitely
comics
needs
is
its
another
own
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking books.
Nikki
Yeah.
Rage.
Oh my
Nikki,
God.
why are you turning green?
Nuka Smash.
So Game of Thrones, I again haven't read the books, but I've heard that they're significantly different. But then they would probably have to be. But
They are significantly different. I actually have not read the books either because I keep meaning to borrow them from my friends who own them, and they never remember to give them to me.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard, it is significantly different in certain ways, but also they're in ways that either A, don't matter as to what the changes are, or in ways that are very specifically built to make a television show flow better because it
Right.
might have worked. Because that's one of the things, like, some things work great in a book because you have unlimited words, whereas in a TV show or a movie, you have a limited amount of time.
well,
Like,
and they also
Stephen
had,
King is a perfect example of that. He does so much inner dialogue,
Yes.
and that's why his books are so amazing. They have yet to successfully transfer that to the big screen or the small screen.
Yeah.
Well, the beauty of the Game of Thrones too is that they also have George R.R. Martin as an advisor to
Right.
to the show.
Have you guys seen the South Park where they make fun of him?
No, I haven't.
Okay, never mind. Carry on. He's really obsessed with penises, and it's really funny. Because I'm going to guess there's a lot of nudity in Game of Thrones based on how much they made fun of him being
Oh,
obsessed
There's
with penises.
boobies
the
everywhere.
the first season is just here's some titties.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm all
See,
over
that's fine, but they made fun of him for liking penises.
There's not a lot of penises. There's
Okay.
occasional ones.
Just a couple wangs.
Just a couple wangs here and
Okay.
there. But it's mostly boobies.
I like boobies.
I like boobies too.
That and Peter.
No monkey tits, Mike.
it. Yeah.
That
That's
and,
okay.
That and Peter Dinklage is just a delight.
He's. I don't think I would care as much about the show if it wasn't for Peter Dinklage. He's done a fucking amazing job as Tyrion Lannister. Mm-hmm. It's just, yeah.
Yeah,
he's come a long way from the Bad Touch video by, he was in the Bad Touch video. He was the mime. Bloodhound Gang?
Oh, Jesus, he was in that?
Yeah, he was the midget mime. The little person mime.
Oh, that guy. Okay,
That's
no,
Peter
now I know who you're talking about. I haven't seen Game of Thrones, so I'm just like, do, zoning out.
The only other thing I can think of Peter Dinklage in was Elf.
Oh, God.
He was the CEO. He's like, you want to say that to me again?
I think I've seen that all the way through. I think I got really bored and stopped watching it.
Elf is cheery. I would watch it during Christmas. That's about the only time you can watch it.
It wasn't really. Christmas. I think that's why.
Watch it when the holidays peaking.
I do get really nostalgic and holiday spirity, 2 days before Christmas.
Go watch Elf. Okay. At least give it one shot.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Through.
Not touching that one. So we can end it on a positive note. Let's start with the travesties. What's the worst?
Anything Stephen King. Done. Specifically the late 80s, early 90s. The Shining.
Hey, I like the Langoliers.
I didn't even like the book. Like, that was one of the few stories he did that I just wasn't a fan of. Was
Shining, though, Nicholson...
The movie was great of its own accord. When compared to the book...
Yeah.
No. Just no.
For me, that's one of the whole... Yes, it was a lot different from the book, but Nicholson's performance was so amazing.
Yeah, no, I love that movie, and it's great. But the book is way better. And, I mean, the closest thing that I've read of his that they did as far as keeping it true to the book was The Stand, the miniseries they did. Yeah. But they did such a shitty job of it. Like, I still count that as a bad rendition of one of his stories. I really like Stephen King, and I just wish that they would fucking make something that
was it Maximum Overdrive a Stephen King thing?
Yep.
No.
I thought it was.
Maximum Overdrive is, it's about the kids with wings, right?
No, that's where the monster trucks, all the trucks come to life.
Oh my god, I love that one so much.
Because Stephen King had a walk-on role
there's Maximum Overdrive. It's also the kids with the wings, but it's...
Thomas Patterson or something like that, yeah.
Had Emilio Estevez in it.
That is a fucking great movie, and that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I was so scared of semi-trucks for so long.
Especially ones with big goblin faces on them.
Yeah, oh my god, that was a great movie. I never read the story, though, so I don't know.
I thought I saw somebody do that on their truck one time, too.
Yeah. We've been watching, what's it called? Haven, which is based off of, one of his stories. I can't remember which one. It's a good little mini-series. We're not done with it yet, but I like it, and I'm going to track down the story after we're done with it and see how it holds up. But miniseries, they seem to do better with his stories because they have more time to fit in.
Well, that's the thing with the miniseries is that, even if it's, 1 hour a week for 10 weeks or 2 hours a week for 3,
way longer than
you get way more time than you do with a movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to. They brought one of Stephen King's newest books to Amazon Prime.
Oh, did they?
As Under the Dome or whatever.
That was a series very briefly lived.
Well, it's on Amazon. Because it was one of the miniseries. I think Amazon Prime specifically.
Oh, was it a miniseries? Because I thought it looked like it was going to be a show.
I think it was like a 2 or 3 parter.
Okay.
Type thing. I could be wrong. I need to go.
I haven't picked up any of his Hearts in Atlantis. I think was the last book of his that I actually bought. I haven't read that one.
So it sounds like Stephen King's just... You went from ragey to now it sounds like we're just hit and miss.
Yeah, because I understand why they can't translate it well.
Like Storm of the Century, did you ever see that?
Uh-uh.
That was another miniseries. It was another 2 or 3 parter. That was pretty good. It was basically this island off the coast of Maine.
Okay. Yeah,
something happening in Maine in a Stephen King novel? No!
Did it have all the same character names but different personalities associated with them?
Probably. But basically there's this island off the coast of Maine. Yeah, that's
Haven
redundant.
takes place in Maine, by the way.
And basically, this island's completely isolated with the people on it, and the only way they get stuff is by barges coming in and off the island, and ferry ships and stuff like that. But it's a small population, like a couple hundred people on this island, and then of course the devil shows up and basically makes it his playground, and it's pretty funny. The guy, I can't remember, he's a character actor. Like, you see him everywhere, but you don't know his name. The guy who plays the devil, I've seen him before.
It might be the guy from Haven, because he's in all the things, and
Probably.
usually plays evil characters, and it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
What else is he in?
Fuck, I can't remember.
He's just
I could look it up, but if you
take too long when you look things up.
Yeah.
IMDb, man. IMDb.
Yeah, it's still going to take too long.
All right, well, you go
Keep
ahead and
talking.
talk about others.
I feel like if Stephen King wasn't an author, he'd probably be a sociopath.
Probably.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
He really likes to fuck with people in really messed up ways.
Yeah,
Some of the
I would
stuff-
say it actually was kind of fun. In a MMO I play called The Secret World, you actually, your characters start out by going to Maine is one of the first things you do.
You know it's gonna go bad.
Well, you arrive in Maine on Halloween in a little town during their zombie apocalypse.
Oh, fun!
Yeah. And it goes downhill, uphill, whatever from there. But you meet a character, Samuel Krieg. Doesn't sound like Stephen King at all, considering
No.
Krieg is German for king.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's an atrocious drunkard it's kind of like they mixed Stephen King's personality with, I just forgot his name.
Charlie Sheen?
No, a sci-fi writer whose name I just totally forgot.
Oh.
However, it's the sci-fi writer whose shit list I want to be on. Harlan Ellison. And it's like they took the two of them and mixed them together as far as their personality goes, because he's a complete self-absorbed ass and totally unable to cope with other people. And yeah, it's just kind of funny because like they basically go about in the storyline of the game, they basically go about basically trashing Stephen King novels as predictable genre fiction.
It is, but it's a fun ride while you're on it.
This guy. He's a little older in this picture, but the face is highly...
That's not what I was thinking of.
Colm Fior. I guess that's how you say his name.
What's his name? I'm writing this in the notes. I'm taking notes tonight, you guys.
Colm. Colm.
Colm Fior, F-E-O-R-E. Oh, he was in Chronicles of Riddick. He was the bad guy in Chronicles of Riddick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was the guy that
post
was
it into
constantly
just
wanting to
cause.
make it into the underworld or whatever. But yeah, he's, that guy, he's just like he's like a crazy character actor. He's like in every fucking thing out there. Like, you'll see him pop up once in a while. I was like, hey, I know that guy, but I don't know
That
him.
guy's in all the things.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of like the guy from Clockwork Orange.
Mm-hmm.
Just every once in a while. you see him pop
Malcolm
up.
McDowell?
Malcolm McDowell?
Malcolm McDowell, yeah.
He does show up at some random shit sometimes.
Tank Girl.
Yeah.
Tank Girl.
But the thing is Malcolm McDowell is always awesome, and I always know it's him.
Yeah.
Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he in Elektra too as Stick?
I didn't watch that all the way through. I got
Or was that
really
somebody
bored.
else?
Did you ever see that series, The Lex?
No,
On
it keeps
Sci-Fi?
popping up on my Netflix feed, though.
It's
The Lex or Lex?
Just Lex with two
L-E-X-X,
X's.
yeah.
Because you know what?
No.
One X isn't cool enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's how we
It
know it's
wasn't
from the future.
in the first part. It was like when they started their last season. He actually showed up in there. So it was kind of like, whoa, hey.
Well, I thought that was the case. He is in Revolution. 'Cause I know Nikki's been watching Revolution.
I haven't this season because we missed a bunch of them.
I was saying,
And then we got an antenna, and I didn't want to catch up. But now it's on Hulu, so I need to do some watching.
after the nanites saved the heavier set guy's life, I was like, done with the revolution.
That's the last episode I saw, too. Yeah.
I voluntarily quit at
Are you
that
saying
point.
you jumped the shark?
And it was only in the second season, man. And it was like in the early part of the second season.
Yeah, it was,
I saw that and I was like, done.
like, Deus Ex Machina much.
Yeah.
Like, super obvious. Well, we're not sure how to write ourselves out of this one, so let's half-ass it and make baby robot save him.
Yeah.
They said it like that in the meeting. Right.
Just like...
Because of the baby, well, the thing is they had already established baby robots. But then they had the baby
For
robots.
just in case. You know it was a just in case thing.
Well, the nanites were what were causing the electricity to not work.
Yeah.
And it's, by the way, spoilers. And okay, I was like, okay, the nanites are absorbing electricity, making it stop working. Okay, cool, fine, whatever. You know, okay, they turned it back on. They turned the nanites off. Shit happened. Nuclear missiles launched. Turned it back on because
That one guy
some
died.
asshole decided to launch nuclear missiles at the only moment they could.
The actor that we were just talking
Yeah,
about.
the actor we were just talking about before he shot himself in the head.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Spoilerific stuff.
Yes. Okay, cool, fine. They're back to having a blackout. Okay, we'll see where this goes. And the nanites save a main character's life because they wanted to shoot and kill a main character but not get rid of him. What? No. Done.
See, I still like post-apocalyptic fiction so much that I'm gonna go rewatch that. I just want to be able to binge watch it so I know what the fuck they're doing and I don't have to
Just
wait
gonna go
for
play
it.
Fallout.
Yeah.
And Heroes is coming back as a miniseries.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
Is it a
I'm
prequel? It looks
scared
like a
and
prequel.
excited.
It's called Heroes
Are you
Reborn, so I
scared-sighted?
can't imagine.
Yeah, I loved Heroes the first season. Absolutely loved it. Everything after that made me,
Everything after that was writer's strike and then trying to recover from the writer's strike.
yeah.
But
So anytime I see something for Heroes, it's kind of like, I want
Okay.
to love it, but I'm afraid to love it.
I'm gonna say 3 words dealing with both apocalyptic situations and books turned into movies that send nerds into rage. Are you ready?
yes.
World War Z. There was so much nerd rage about that.
I think people were so wanting the book to be made into a movie, except
Which would have
for
been so hard to do unless you did a miniseries.
you would have to
Do
do a
it
mini.
as a-
You would have
yeah.
to do it as a miniseries because it was individuals retelling their accounts of what happened.
And get the actors who did the voice for the audiobook. Like, 'cause
Yeah, you could get away
the
without
audiobook.
that, but
I haven't heard the audiobook.
well, it had like Pierce from MASH and
Oh, cool.
like a couple of like.
well, okay, cool actors, but
Yeah,
you could get away with not necessarily using those actors in the miniseries.
See,
or
it'd be kind of cool.
but yeah, well, yeah,
I'm
but
totally in the minority with my opinion of that movie because I have World War Z. I also have the Zombie Survival Guide. I collect those books, have read them multiple times, loved the movie. Because I didn't go into it expecting it to be anything like the book because I knew that they couldn't do that.
well, yeah, but if you actually look at the type of book it is, it's obvious that they couldn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's where I stood on it from the beginning.
that's
just
how
that,
I was too.
you know, and
If you expect nothing, you don't leave the movie theater disappointed, you guys.
well, there's that. But it wasn't that I was expecting to see the zombie apocalypse. I was expecting to see what they were talking about, but not necessarily from any one of the characters' points of view. So that's why I was okay with World War Z.
And, he did go around and talk to lots of people and get their stories and then figure out
Yeah.
where stuff came from. And, yeah, they changed the origin point. But
Okay, yeah, but whatever.
that's just nerds being picky.
Yeah.
I thought they did an okay job. I liked it.
Yeah.
Giant pile of zombies. Come on.
Yep.
with a swarm mentality,
Uh-huh. Or scary fucking zombies.
Uh-huh.
it's very scary fucking zombies.
Yeah. So, one of I have so many picks. Biggest travesty.
When I think about it, I got one to throw out.
Okay, go for it.
Aragon.
Oh God, I'd forgotten about that one. Fuck
I
you,
was
Mike.
really, if they had continued making them and continued in the story, it would have been fine, though. If they had continued the story, I would have been fine with it. It was the fact that they're like, we're gonna make more, and then they didn't.
Well, that's because it flopped so horribly because it was so atrociously different from the book. Well, the thing is, like, I've
I
actually
still
never,
liked it.
I've actually never read Aragon. I, however, see, Mike's former roommate, a friend of ours, named, what's his nickname? Yeah, Dragon. I went to see Aragon with Dragon.
How fun was that?
Not very much on the ride home. Because I got to hear every single difference between the movie and the book.
I was kind of like that with the
Yeah.
Hunger Games.
I heard it for months.
Yeah, I was glad I wasn't living with
Has any of you guys seen the Ender's Game movie yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
We're gonna
we don't
rent
have
it.
much on that. But I've heard it was pretty good, based as far as what they could do is with the book.
My concern was it Harrison Ford that was in it?
Yeah.
My concern is that Harrison Ford is such a well-known name that they would start paying more attention to Harrison Ford's character than to the kids, which is what the book is about, is the kids. So that was my big concern, because I was like, ooh, Harrison Ford, not an actor who generally takes side roles.
And by generally, you mean ever?
Han Solo was technically a side role.
But it didn't end up being one. It's
True.
the Han Solo movie. I mean, Luke was annoying. Han Solo was badass.
Yeah. I just wish they would have made more Boba Fett movies. That would have been nice.
That would have been cool.
So how about the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings movies?
I'm not as familiar with the Lord of the Rings books as I am with The Hobbit, and I was happy with
Which
The
is
Hobbit.
weird, because the only Lord of the Rings books I ever actually read was The Hobbit.
Yeah.
I've read all of them except for the Silmarillion.
I've read them all, but The Hobbit I've read like a bazillion times.
Well, I've never actually finished the Lord of the Rings series. I kind of started reading like the first two, but never finished them, so I don't have that much reference to. From what I'm seeing and hearing, it's definitely one of the better adaptations compared to other books that have gone the movie.
They did it again. It's the whole. They did a good job preserving the essence, but there were some significant changes. Some of them I do not like, and all the ones I don't like are specific omissions.
I hate it when they leave out something that you're so excited to see in film.
Like I wanted to see Tom Bombadil. I wanted to see how they visualized him. I wanted to see, because one of the things about Tom Bombadil is, okay, he only shows up for a tiny little bit and isn't really an integral character in the long run of things. However, he is the representation of, well, one, they get Sting from him. But
Not this time.
yeah.
You're gonna find it in the hole.
But Tom Bombadil is the representation of, he's like nature. He is the physical representation, him and his wife are the physical representations of nature. And them blessing Frodo, basically, to go do his mission says that the world itself is with you.
Wait, Frodo or Bilbo?
Frodo.
Interesting, because you said they find it in the hole, but it's actually, I believe, Gandalf basically gave it to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but
In the movie.
yeah.
But they find it in the Hobbit, in a hole.
Right.
Yes.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. I was talking about Lord of the Rings, not Hobbit.
I was talking about Hobbit.
Good, we're on the same page. Go.
Yes.
Right. I do not like the omission of that because of basically that change in the story of, basically it's going, Frodo, the world's with you on this one. With Tom Bombadil helping him.
Mm-hmm.
The omission of the Barrow Downs. Okay, it would have been a cool scene in the movie with how they did the undead stuff. It would have been awesome looking. But again, that one I'm a little more okay with, just because it would have been special effects cool. But
So how do you feel about them stretching out The Hobbit into 3 movies?
I fell asleep during the first movie, and I'm not done with Lord of the Rings yet.
So you never saw the original Lord of the Rings trilogy movies?
Oh no, I'm not done ranting about Lord of the Rings.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm still in the first movie.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, go.
The fact that it's simple one that they didn't have to change, but they did for some godforsaken reason. The fact that Narsil wasn't being carried around by Aragorn the whole time up until they get to Rivendell, and then he hands the sword over to be reforged. No, it was just sitting in Rivendell for no apparent reason why the elves had the sword of a human king.
That bothered me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some of the changes I get is like giving Arwen more stuff to do.
Because Liv Tyler's hot.
And omitting her brothers, which I didn't really like having them omit her brothers because they were cool characters, but they needed to establish Arwen as a character earlier on throughout the movies instead of having her just all of a sudden surprise in the third movie and show up, and then be able to go into 50 pages of backstory about her, which is one of the beauties of writing a book, is you can introduce a character and go, oh, by the way, this is why they're important. And then we'll just skip the second movie. And
War walking.
And then in the third movie, where Elrond delivers Narsil to Aragorn. No, that was the Rangers, the remaining Rangers, the other I just forgot the name of them, but the superhumans like Aragorn who can live for a really long time. The remaining of the Rangers show up and bring him the sword, and he accepts his destiny from men, not from elves. And also, they're supposed to be there in the fight. They were instrumental in the fights. But no, Rangers are gone. Nothing happens. What? At least they left in the March of the Dead. I think I would have gotten up and walked out of the theater if they didn't leave in the March of the Dead. So yeah, okay, no.
Boom.
So Hobbit stretched into 3 movies? Good idea? I thought it was a good idea.
Oh, no, I think it's a good idea because it was also a really long book.
Yeah,
I was going to say The Hobbit was a slow burn, baby.
Yeah, I fell asleep during the first movie. Haven't seen the second movie yet.
Yeah, but I mean, it's based on a book that's really long and has lots of walking, so of course the movie's going to be the same way.
Yeah. You know, I think they maybe should have done 2 movies and shortened the walkie singy bits a bit, like gotten rid of most of them. I did not care about the dwarves singing. Sorry.
I thought it was a badass song that they sung in Bilbo's house.
Doing the fucking dishes by throwing them at each other.
Yeah, but there was that. But there was the really
Yeah, no,
deep
I know
song that they
that was really
sang,
cool. But
yeah.
I'm just in my head that remembered that and the awesomeness and wishing I could do my dishes like that without breaking them all.
The second one is definitely more action packed.
Yeah. They encounter Smog.
And
Yeah.
they
Smaug.
Smog. I don't care what Smog.
It's Smog. Whatever.
I know it is. I just know it irritates you and therefore must poke that area.
I was going to say, wacky dwarves on a river. That's really all you need to know.
Love the barrels. It was everything I pictured as a child.
Okay.
Has anyone here seen Girl with the Dragon Tattoo?
Yes.
Yes, I saw the...
I saw the original.
Yeah, the original one.
The one with Daniel Craig, or the one that was like the foreign film?
The foreign film, the original.
The original one. That came out before.
Right.
Way before the...
Yeah, it was like a couple, 2 or 3 years.
Haven't read the book, though, so...
Yes, I haven't read the book either. Would you say the movie was good, though, based on what you thought?
I haven't seen the new one, but
they
the foreign one...
They got that super happy rapey fun time scene.
Yeah.
From what I heard.
Well, I heard that, and they had that in the Daniel Craig movie, too.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen that. So.
Like, uncomfortably sitting in your chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got up and went outside for a cigarette during that scene because I was like, ain't watching this shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, but no, it was an awesome movie.
Yeah.
I saw this. I've actually got a website pulled up here of some of the movies just in case we can't come up with anything off the top of our head.
Hunger Games.
Did you guys ever see this? I saw it on an airplane on the way home from.
I hate it when they show shitty movies on airplanes. You can't escape them.
It's called Beastly.
Nope.
Which was like an adaptation of Beauty and the Beast.
What?
And it's done very like Twilight style.
Oh,
and it makes you want to fucking tear your eyes out.
Oh.
And
so did Jennifer like it?
She was asleep.
Oh. Well, considering how scarily huge a Twilight fan she is.
I can't really sleep on planes. Like, I've never been able...
I'm way too high-strung when I'm flying to...
I'm not high-strung. I'm just like... I'm 30,000 feet in the air, and I don't really... I don't know. Like, in a car, I could fall asleep, probably.
Okay, because, like, when I'm on a plane flight, I'm jazzed during takeoff. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this shit. When we get to cruising altitude, I'm like, later. And then, like, right before we're ready to land, I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, yes, landing, awesome. Woo!
Oh, God, I hate takeoff and landing. I haven't flown since I've been legally able to drink, so I think that would probably make a difference in how I handle takeoff and landing.
Okay, because, like, I'm so jazzed, and I love flying. I think it's the coolest thing.
Nikki, there's a reason there's always a bar in the airport.
No, when you have a combination of fear of heights and motion sickness, flying's a thing that just is not okay for me mentally.
Well, you just don't think about the height when you're
I
flying.
can't not think about the height.
You're in a room that's moving.
Yeah, I cannot think about the height. It's my brain does not let me ignore things that freak me out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, how about the Chronicles of Narnia movies?
Oh my god, I love them so much.
The movies?
I really do, mostly because I had the box set of all of those stories as a kid. Never caught Jesus Lion. Never got the religious allegories because I was just like, fantasy novels. I want to go through my closet and find cool critters, and they were fucking amazing. And when they
the special effects,
oh my god, yeah, when they finally made, because there was like PBS miniseries that were done and
never any good.
Yeah, they were never any good. So when they finally came up with something with high production values that brought that to life, I was just fucking jazzed. It made me happy.
And then they proceeded to bring out the sledgehammer to hit you in the face with the Christian allegory.
They were like, this is about Jesus. I'm like, no, it's not. It's about children having fun in a mystical land. Fuck you guys.
Okay. I saw the first one. Didn't bother after that. Heard the allegories got worse in the second one.
We never saw the newest one. Can't even remember.
Yeah, the third one.
What did they do? They did Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, and Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Has that come out yet, or were they just going to do it?
I don't know. But yeah,
I don't think it's... I've never heard anything about Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
That is one of my least... I wish they'd done A Horse and His Boy. Has a talking fucking horse. Why would you not do that one? Mr. Ed was totally popular.
It's true.
Speaking of Stephen King, I remember this, from prior.
I know, but it's just really funny that you segued from it.
Because segues are hard. The Mist. Oh, you didn't like The Mist?
No. Have you read the book?
No, but I remember the movie just was fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, the book was way better. It wasn't like, oh shit, there's a monster in the mist. It was like, we're all going crazy and fucking with each other and getting murdery, and then we find out there's a thing in the mist.
But it's got Punisher in it.
Murder, murder, murder. Crazy people. Crazy acid monster mist.
I like
way
the
better
crazy
story.
acid monster mist.
Yeah, but it was different. It was more focused on... The people were worse than the mist in the story.
How about 1408? That's Stephen King.
I haven't read it.
The movie was kind of weird. It had John Cusack in it.
Well, yeah, Cusack movie.
I remember being visually fun, but it lacks story, in my opinion.
You guys seen the remake of The Shining with the guy from Wings?
No.
It's so bad.
I don't think it's ever gonna happen in my life.
I like how it's called with the guy from Wings.
Well, okay, here's the thing. They actually kept truer to the story with that one.
Oh, okay.
But it's not Jack Nicholson, it's the fucking guy from Wings.
Well, yeah. Once Jack Nicholson
Nicholson
takes a creepy role, it's his forever.
Kind of like how remaking It, no one can be Pennywise like fucking Tim Curry, and he's too old to do it, so just don't try.
They're gonna.
Unless you can find some unknown, crazy-eyed newcomer to acting.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way that would be an acceptable thing, because otherwise we'd be like, why is fucking Jim Carrey... Actually, he's crazy enough that he might be able to pull that off.
Doesn't have his eyes, though. They're not...
He can have crazy eyes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or Steve Buscemi, he's got creepy-ass eyes.
But then it's just Steve Buscemi, and... It's not Pennywise.
Like, why
is
he being Pennywise?
Yeah, why is Steve Buscemi Pennywise?
Why is Steve Buscemi?
Why does everybody keep walking up to him and going, "Shut up, Donnelly"?
Why is he straddling a nuke? I don't understand, you guys.
Here's a movie I didn't like, Beowulf.
That movie made me so sad because you've got a fucking story written, like, the script's written by Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
It's got fucking Anthony Hopkins, Angelina Jolie. It's computer animated. How did they fuck that up? Like, how is that a thing that you can mess up?
Because they did. Because it was directed by...
I was so excited for that.
And produced by not Neil Gaiman.
I paid way too much money to go see that in 3D because I was just jazzed.
Yeah, we saw IMAX 3D, I believe, as a group.
Yeah.
And we were like, this movie's gonna be awesome!
And then you walk out and you're just like, I wasted so much money just now.
You failed me.
I could have stayed home and not spent money to watch something that I didn't like. And that would have been way better. Yeah, that one was disappointing.
Yeah.
And I know you've probably read Beowulf, I imagine.
Yeah.
Compared to the book, I'm guessing it was a far shot.
Well, Beowulf, the epic saga's an epic saga. It's big, it's long, it's convoluted. and you have to trim it down.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Let's talk Isaac Asimov.
Oh God.
Fucking iRobot. Anyone?
Just shoot me in the head.
Bicentennial Man.
Shoot me in the head.
Come on, Robin Williams.
Shoot me in the head.
Yeah.
You
Oh
see-
God, it makes me
dude,
so angry.
I've never read the books. I like the movies.
I need to
I
let you
should
borrow. I have
see-
old
no
sci-fi
reference.
magazines with
You-
like color, awesome illustrations
You
with short
guys
stories by him, and it's amazing.
should see the Nostalgia Critics review of Bicentennial Man.
I have actually.
It is hilarious.
I'm like, how
Like the
can
last
you take?
5-10 minutes of his review just
How can you
melts
take
your brain.
so many pieces from so many good stories and only take the bad pieces? Like,
They took the pieces that they thought would make it actiony and modern. That was the problem.
but it was already actiony and modern. It's fucking Isaac Asimov.
I know.
The father of modern robotics.
I know. I know who he is.
I know. I was trying to be a commercial. He's my favorite sci-fi writer, and I love him so much, and it makes me cry. It was actually my boss at Game World that got me hooked on him.
Oh.
He brought me in a bunch of stories. He brought me the more religiously heavy-handed ones.
Which are weird.
Yeah, I liked his style of writing, so I sought out his other stuff.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Robot Jesus?
Not quite.
I want that church to be real so bad.
They put it on a T-shirt
Instead of being reborn, he's
binary.
rebooted.
and binary.
Robot Jesus.
Well, iRobot, that's... At the end of it, that's what I was getting out of it was, he's supposed to be Robot Jesus.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
basically was, yeah.
Yeah. So we've had Bird Jesus and Robot Jesus on the show so far.
Oh, sacrilegious.
Anyone want to go for Raptor Jesus?
Or Pizza Jesus. Jesus crust. That's a good pizza.
Jesus crust.
Yeah. I didn't make that up. I don't actually know what it's from.
Oh, the pie hole needs to make a stuffed crust pizza with that.
Jesus
Yes.
crust. It's
Or
sacrilegious.
flying pie.
It's sacrilege.
I didn't make that up at all, and I don't know where I got it from because I feel like I've been saying it since high school, and I got it from someone else who got it from a movie or something. Like,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I probably picked it up from Sarah Spink.
That sounds very spinky.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
How about the Da Vinci Code? Did anybody read the book?
No.
Yes. There's a lot of crazy ass fucking content in Da Vinci Code, and I felt like they did a good job whittling it down for the movie. Because, I mean, as much jam-packed puzzle solving was in the movie, the book had way more. Like, the cover, the fucking paper cover that they've got over hardbacks, you know?
Yeah.
All the pictures on the cover of the book had a puzzle, and you had to solve it I solved it, and I don't remember what it said, but it was a disappointment. But,
That's
yeah.
too much.
Yeah, it was crazy. And there's no way they could have fit all that into a movie. I haven't seen Inferno yet. Isn't that what the other one's called?
Angels and Demons.
Angels and Demons. I thought they made a third one.
They might have. I stopped caring after the first
Yeah. I thought they did a decent job. I don't understand why people were as obsessed with it as they were.
That was part of my thing. I
Yeah.
was like, really? Why is this such a big phenomenon?
Like, I randomly have two hardcover copies of that story because people gave it to me because they said, "Oh my god, you have to read this." Like, it isn't that good, I didn't think, but it was a page turner.
Yeah.
You know, because I like puzzles. I'll do Sudoku too, though, so that's not really any big
Yeah.
preaching of Dan Brown's genius.
How about Harry Potter movies?
They're
I thought we wanted to end on positive notes. Why you keep going through these? I have ones I want to trash really quick.
Yeah.
That's what these are?
No, I have.
I
other
like
one-
the movies.
I have other ones I want to trash.
Well, speak
okay,
up
but
then.
you kept talking and you kept throwing them out.
Oh, sorry.
So,
Organic conversation.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Never read it. But I know that you've been wanting to do this for a long time, so go.
He's made a mini rant once before. Let's hear the whole thing.
Okay.
Take a breath.
He's gathering himself.
Coos for up.
Mr. William Gibson, if for some reason you actually hear this, which I'm sure as hell you won't, I am one of your biggest fans of your writing. I love your novels. I love your short stories. I even like your episode of The X-Files. Creepy bastard.
Ooh, which one did he write?
Do you remember the Peacocks?
You wrote that
Yeah.
one? It was creepy bastard.
Yeah. Please, two things for me before you die, because I also know you're an old man, even though you're in pretty good shape for an old man. I know you're an old man. Stop letting them turn your books into movies, and stop helping them,
or help them better,
or at least help them better, because Johnny Mnemonic and The New Rose Hotel are both phenomenal short stories. They set a tone of a universe that is dark and in the not so distant future, where, humanity is traded lightly, where people, in order to survive, augment themselves with cybernetics, and life in general is pretty piss poor. And I know you have said before that you did not want to be heard as a prophet, but yeah, sorry. Evidently some corporations are listening to you and not taking it in the right way. Not as the warning it should be. But stop letting them turn your movies or your books into movies, because they fail on all levels. They do not do them right. They get the wrong actors. They change characters that don't need to be changed or shouldn't be changed because the way they were in the book was better. Let's talk about Molly Mirashades here for a second.
Oh, that was the rain. Yeah, I remember this.
The little pissant, whatever her name was, they turned her into in the movie, deserved to die a horrible flaming death, not fight the ninjas. Or the ninja, as it is. And the corporate goon squad who comes with him in the movie, who don't exist in the book because he didn't need them. Also, yeah, the main antagonist bad guy who pursues them, not as cool in the movie because he needs a goon squad. The low-techs were destroyed. Okay, Ice-T was pretty cool, but the rest of the low-techs were destroyed. No killing floor in the movie. The killing floor was essential because Molly could not have actually beaten the ninja without it. She used culture to kill him. She changed up his environment to a point where he couldn't quite deal with it, and he accepted his death in it because he knew he had lost in that time and place, not because of his skill, but because of his lack of adaptability. Also, I wanted the chrome insets over her eyes. I wanted the blades in her fingers. Just little things that make Molly Millions, Molly Mirashades, whatever you wish to call her, Molly. Also, the dolphin. Oh, the way they treated the dolphin in the movie was terrible. First of all, he was a heroin addict in the book. It didn't work for free. They had to actually give him heroin. And then the aftermath when they show Molly and everyone there, and Johnny becoming a low-tech and everything, it was good in the book. In the novella, whatever you want to call it, they totally, utterly, positively destroyed it in the movie.
Okay. Do you need a minute? You want a tissue, buddy?
No, I'm okay.
You sound sad.
I am.
All right, well.
There.
That vent has been spewed.
That'll be me.
You feel better?
Next time
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That'll be me when we talk X-Men. It's okay.
Yeah. Folks at home, you might want to just pause the show for a moment, go get a Q-tip, clean out your ears. It's okay. We understand.
Yeah. Mike, do you have any books that come to mind?
Really, I don't read that much. Kind of already covered the main ones that I've already read. Dune.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that was coming next for Mason was Dune.
But I don't know.
You didn't like David Bowie and Undies?
The Dune movie with David Bowie
and
and
Sting
and
Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, I like
Sir
the
Patrick
movie
Stewart
on its own. Yeah.
I was saying
Patrick
it wasn't.
Stewart is Duncan, Idaho. What the hell?
Yeah, I was saying it was not the cast of Dune. That was the problem.
I still haven't finished the book, so.
One of the movie I enjoyed that was compared to the books was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I enjoyed
Other
that
than
movie.
the dude's head being on top of each other versus being
Yeah.
next to each other.
That
But
was...
kind of a weird... I can see why they might do it for CG purposes.
Yeah.
It might be a little easier to just have his bottom head
Probably a
pop
lot
up once in
easier.
a while versus
Yeah.
having two talking heads the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought the movie was fun. It was entertaining. Fucking Rick.
Watson's in everything.
Rick as the robot. Rick.
Oh, God.
Help me.
Moranis?
Snape.
Snape. Yeah.
Oh.
Not Rick Moranis.
Rick? Who? What?
As the constantly
Honey, I
depressed.
shrunk the galaxy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, I can picture him being that voice, but yeah, I guess
Yes.
it wasn't.
But I enjoyed the movie. I mean, I think the book had a lot of, like any other book, has very verbal, visual details of a lot of things, which can't always be explained in the movie. But I thought that movie got away by at least hitting most of the major key points.
Yeah. But unfortunately, they made all 4 of the books into one movie. So they couldn't
Opposite
make
of Lord of the Rings.
Well, what can you do?
I
That was
don't
before
know.
they figured out that
Nothing
you could make
about
more
it
money.
now, I guess.
Are you being the robot?
No, not at all.
Oh, this is actually Mason. This is emo Mason.
Aw.
Do not ever accuse me of being emo again, you asshole.
Just did the swoopy hair thing, man. I'm kidding. Oh my God, don't murder me. That was the nastiest look I've ever gotten in my life.
Emos are a bad knockoff of goth and punk. They managed to get them both wrong.
Kind of like how hipsters are a bad knockoff of nerds.
Yeah.
If you're 18 and you're wearing an I Remember the 80s t-shirt, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Because you don't. You were not
No.
born.
No. I was born in the 80s and I don't remember them. Like, yeah, I was born in 84. I was not a coherent human by the end of the 80s.
Yeah.
If you're 18, no, you don't get it. You don't get to do that.
I could wear that shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That saddens me.
If you're 18, you shouldn't even be wearing a Remember the 90s shirt.
No, you shouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see. Yeah, Dune. Let's see. There was a planet called Arrakis. There was a House Atreides. There was a House Harkonnen. There was an Emperor. And there was the whole Bene Gesserit order. Yeah, that's about all they got right in the movie. Like, there were no heart plugs that the Harkonnens made people wear. There were no throat guns that the Atreides had and trained everyone how to use the voice. Yeah, there was just a lot wrong with the movie compared to the book. The miniseries that Sci-Fi did it much better. Still a lot wrong with it, but much better.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
It's funny, as I'm flipping through some of these, there's like a lot of movies in here based on books that I had no idea started as books.
Okay.
Like American Psycho.
Yeah.
Had
Number
no
23
idea.
was actually based on a book, too. We were talking
Yeah.
about that earlier.
Oh yeah, number 23. Let's see.
Nobody comes up with original ideas anymore. The majority of movies are based on comics or books nowadays, or TV shows, or reboots.
Yeah.
Like, nobody really does original things anymore, it seems.
Original is not safe. It isn't guaranteed to make money.
Yeah, creativity is dangerous.
Yes.
Maybe I can make some money trying to push a remake on Grizzly Adams.
Jesus.
It's just fun to try, but, bring back the beards,
Well, they remade fucking... What was it? True Grit. That made me so angry. You can't remake a John Wayne movie
No.
and have not John Wayne in it.
Well,
My dad is the
he's-
biggest John Wayne
I was
fan.
saying, well,
and he
I was
hasn't even
saying
he's
seen
kind of
that.
dead.
Yeah, that's the problem with
Yeah,
John
exactly.
Wayne.
So let's just leave him.
Yeah.
Like, if something was done and it was good, leave it. Make something new.
You know what remake bothered the hell out of me because it was done so close to the original? Repo Men. It is a direct knockoff of Repo the Genetic Opera. And they weren't even 4 or 5 years apart.
My thing with remakes is if you're in school and you remake somebody's essay, they call it plagiarism and you get an F.
Right.
But if you do it for movies...
However, if I do it in block quotes and cite them, it's an A.
Exactly.
Oh, wait.
How about, I actually remember liking this movie, Midsummer Night's Dream, with Michelle Pfeiffer.
I liked that one, too. That's one of my favorite
That was a
plays.
fun movie.
I really liked that one.
They
do Shakespeare, they do a good job.
So here's the thing
a
about...
lot of times they do a good job with Shakespeare.
Yeah.
The thing about Shakespeare is cool, because you can also talk about the Leonardo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet.
I was just going to say, that was actually pretty well done for what it was.
The thing about Shakespeare so far, as it seems, is that you can adapt it to pretty much any time period, and write its own story. And
10 Things I Hate About You,
Yeah.
aka Taming of the Shrew.
Yep.
So
what's it called? Damn it.
The Raven?
No. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yes. Never read the books, but that was a fun movie.
Yeah. What play was that based off of? I can't remember right now. Damn it, balls. That's a great movie, though. I had the soundtrack for a really long time.
Oh, I was just mentioning with Shakespeare, because we were talking about, before we started, we were talking about Keanu and Nikki's hatred of the Keanu.
It's not...
When he was in Much Ado About Nothing, were you just waiting for him to go, whoa?
Yeah, in everything, I'm just waiting to go, whoa.
Well, plus, Much Ado About Nothing, even the title is a euphemism for sex, so I was just waiting to be like, whoa.
Yeah.
One of the girls. I just...
It's not that I hate him, it's that I annoy him a lot, and he plays the same character in every movie ever. Similarly to Channing Tatum, which is why he can't be fucking Gambit, or I will smack a bitch.
Maybe he will break out and be...
Odyssey.
And be the Gambit
Yeah,
you
the
want.
Odyssey.
The Odyssey,
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god, speaking of Homer's Odyssey, there's this book called Homer's Odyssey, and it's not the Odyssey by Homer. It's about a kitty who has no eyes who was named Homer.
Oh, okay.
And he just died this year, and it's very sad.
I was wondering if it was going to be a Simpsons reference.
No. Oh.
That's what I was hoping, too.
I don't think they have.
They should.
They should.
No, this one's just about this lady adopted this cat who was blind. Right before 9/11, she lived in New York, and her cats were she couldn't get to them for days and days and days, and her pet sitter ended up living by her and going and checking on her cats and feeding them and stuff, and they survived, and later she moved someplace else that was safer, and somebody broke into her house at night, and she woke up to Homer standing over her just growling like a possessed little demon cat, and he ended up scaring off the burglars that were gonna get all stabby with her.
Oh, that's good.
And just about what a cool cat he is, and I cried, and then I pet my kitties, and they should make a movie of that. I haven't talked about cats all night, you guys.
I know, we were doing so well.
Sorry. It's gonna happen.
Let's see. What are some other ones? Well, do we want to get into better ones now, like Harry Potter and stuff?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Harry Potter's good.
Harry Potter is good. That's my opinion.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did
See you
a good
next
job.
week, everybody.
I enjoyed the way they did the effects on the ceiling of the Great Hall.
Yes.
And the way they did Quidditch.
I have to say, one of the things that really impressed me was the floating candles in the Great Hall.
Yeah.
That was practical.
I saw a thing on Pinterest where if I had kids, I would totally fucking do this. For the kids' birthdays, they suspended, they took toilet paper rolls and they painted them white. And then they got those LED candles, which apparently fit perfectly inside of a toilet paper roll.
Okay.
And stuck them in the top and then hung them from the ceiling so it looked like there were Hogwarts floating candles in their house.
Nice.
Just use magician string or whatever.
Fishing line?
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. Made me happy because I kind of want to do that in my house.
I was going to say, why don't you just
Harry
do that in
Potter.
your house?
Yeah.
Just go for it.
I'm probably going to at some point. While Angela's sleeping, so she wakes up and comes out and is like, what the fuck? And I'm just wearing a fucking Gryffindor scarf. I'd have to buy one of those wand remotes for that to really
Yes. Yes, you would need the wand remote.
use it to turn on my
How
Bluetooth
about,
speaker and play the Harry Potter theme song.
How about Battle Royale? I mean, the Hunger Games.
Well, Battle Royale was the movie before the books came out.
Wait. I did not know that. Okay.
Battle Royale came out in 2000.
Yeah, 2000, 2001.
I liked Hunger Games. they omitted some things, and I was trying to remember what specifically it was they omitted that was really bothering me when we went and saw it. But I can't. But it annoyed the fuck out of me at the time because it was things that I was really looking forward to seeing.
Oh. So kind of like my Tom Bombadil thing.
Yeah, kind of. But we still haven't seen the second one. I'm hoping they'll
have not
less
seen
out, but
I've still not seen the second one.
What about Oz? The newest one that came out with.
I didn't see it.
What's his butt?
I didn't have a lot of interest in that.
Anything Wizard of Oz, I'm kind of
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Like,
we're like
Other
that
than the
too.
original? Or did you just not like the original?
I
either?
didn't like the original
The
either.
original was the original. And
Anything
it's-
they show that
Yeah.
much on TV.
Yeah.
The original was like, ooh, flying monkeys. The rest of it I was kind of meh.
Yeah.
You have a monkey
Flying
fetish. I don't care what it says.
I've always loved monkeys.
They are adorable.
Hate too.
You can get them as service animals and they can like microwave shit and brush your teeth for you. It's awesome.
Yeah.
John Carter and Mars?
I have not seen the movie. I have not seen the movie because
Wow. That was the greatest reaction I could have ever
Yeah, can
asked for.
I haven't seen the movie because I knew that they were going to just royally fuck it up because it's
Yeah.
one of the
I've
greatest
never read the book.
series.
And
Oh no, there's lots of them.
Yeah. That's not a book.
it's
There's
like-
a whole serial.
How many are there? There's like 8 of them, aren't there?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking amazing. You can find them on Audible if you're not a reader. I know they're on there
Oh, yeah.
because it pops
And
up all the time on my Facebook.
I
And
was
it's
thinking
like
the
if
John
you sign up
Carter-
for Audible, you get a free book, and it always pops up as that being the book. But
I would say, plus, aren't they old enough that they're open domain now?
yeah,
Okay.
it's like Gods of Mars. I can't remember them all now. It's like Chessmen of Mars or something like that.
Let's just call it Disney Waste Millions.
Yeah, Disney wastes millions. Well, the thing is like, I appreciate that they tried it, but the John Carter books are books, and also
They're really well written for as old as they are. Oftentimes,
Yeah.
science fiction written that long ago is really hard to absorb because you're just like, wow, the shit that they thought was high tech is stuff that we have now. I can't get into this. No, they're amazeballs. Like,
also,
yeah.
like,
The style of writing's really good.
the style, yeah. The style of writing, for when they were written, was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't boring, was not Dracula.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I was specifically thinking of in comparison.
But, yeah, like,
It's just
You
about
have
this
to-
dude who's fucking badass
yeah.
and
but
goes
you-
to Mars and does shit.
Yeah, but you have
Yeah.
to, but, like, for some reason, when I heard they were doing it, I was like, that's not a good idea.
No, yeah.
Because there's something about it, it's hard to place, but something about it just totally, there's no way to translate it onto the screen and make it
Well,
work.
because the feats that he does, there's
Yeah.
no way to do that on a screen and have it not look hokey.
Yes,
Like,
that's a big
because
part of
he's
it.
used to Earth gravity, he can jump super fucking high when he's on Mars.
Yeah.
Like,
I've seen the movie,
oh,
so I understand the
I
idea.
didn't,
of it.
yeah, I haven't seen the movie, so I didn't know what all they translated. But it's one of those things where it's like, how are they going to do that and not have it look really stupid?
Him jump far makes him look like he has some sort of wacky superpowers, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just... Aw, I'm going to have to reread those. Those were great books.
So Dracula, there's another one.
yes.
Which iteration of the Dracula movies are we talking about?
Dracula 2000.
I actually liked that.
Yeah, I
movie.
liked
That's
Dracula
what
2000 a lot.
I liked the twist that he was Judas Iscariot. I thought that was great.
I thought it was fucking awesome.
But, like, well, to start off with,
I bet Twilight, you guys.
fuck Twilight. And Buffy stakes Edward, the end.
Or Blade decapitated.
Or Blade Buffy
No,
stakes him and
Buffy.
Blade decapitates him simultaneously. Great, even better.
Oh my god. Okay, my new neighbor
Yeah.
is named Nikki. Got that River Song's name was a Doctor Who reference and instantly made a Buffy joke. She's like 60.
Awesome.
She's me in 30 years.
Are you time traveling, Nikki?
No, and she knits and crochets and sews. We're best friends now. She moved
You
in last
are
week.
so time traveled back to meet your younger self and say,
You
Apparently.
knew you were going to be there.
Yeah, no, she's like the perfect neighbor. I mean, and I'm not just saying that because I'm biased, because she's me from the future. But yeah, sorry, I had to get that in there because somebody making a Buffy joke is not a thing that occurs regularly.
Right.
Somebody 30 years older than you making a Buffy joke it was really exciting.
But yeah, the thing with Dracula is
I hear he's dead and loving it.
yeah.
I just made Dustin squeak.
Leslie Nielsen for the win. Go ahead.
The source material's crap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the book Dracula is utter junk.
The idea behind it
the
is fantastic.
idea of Dracula, the Transylvanian prince who was really scary in real life and ended up turning into a vampire. Great source material for terrifying evil villain creature of the night thingy. The book, not great. So that's one thing about the movies. They didn't ever have a lot to live up to. Which is...
I've tried reading that book so many times.
Yeah.
My paperback copy I had, like the first 50 pages
are all
really
falling
worn out, and the rest of it you can tell like how far I get. Yeah. Oh, it's awful. Horrible book.
Yeah, I have forced myself through it.
You have more willpower than I.
It took me about 18 months to read it. It's not a very big book.
No, it's really not.
And so pretty much inherently all the movies do better than the book in this case. And I'm talking about like Nosferatu does better.
I have that on DVD and I found it at the dollar store.
Nice.
What?
Yes!
Can I borrow it?
Yeah.
I've never seen Nosferatu.
Oh my god, it's amazing. It's
the
the best creepy vampire makeup ever. They should have just kept that as the vampire look.
Yeah.
I
Max
really
Shrek, baby.
Oh god, he was such a creepy bastard.
Yeah.
Like, even in real life, if you see pictures of him,
and then they put makeup on him.
They did not have to do a lot of makeup on him.
No.
Yeah.
That was not a pretty man right there.
But
But
to redo Twilight with Nosferatu.
Yes.
Somebody should just Photoshop the shit out of every scene from Twilight with that. That'd be funny. And he's just sparkly Nosferatu.
I'm fabulous.
I'm 16.
I swear.
Put him in high school clothes.
But,
a really shitty wig on his bald vampire
by
head.
the way, there were hand creepy motions like from Max Shrek and Nosferatu there going on. But they didn't have a lot of great source material to work with for anything Dracula related. So they inherently did not have a very high bar to get over. And the thing
like
is,
when the limbo bar starts like 6 feet off the ground, you're like, oh no, I have to walk under it.
Yes, exactly.
Ta-da, limbo champion.
Yeah. But yeah, there's like, like the thing is like one of the most accurate ones to the book, Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, from back in the 90s, I think it was made in. Yeah, it suffered from being too accurate to the book.
How about with vampires? Anne Rice, Interview with a Vampire?
Oh. I don't know what to think of.
She found Jesus.
And then she got rid of him again.
Yeah, I know.
Because she realized, I don't want this asshole in my life.
Jesus doesn't make money like vampires do.
Yeah. That and... Yeah. I actually read her thing about her reconversion. She was
she wrote a thing about it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was on her blog.
You read Anne Rice's blog?
Occasionally.
Nerd!
Shut up! I haven't read all of her vampire novels. I swear, I haven't read all of her vampire novels 2 or 3 times.
I've read a lot of them.
Twitch, roll microphones.
Yeah.
Fidget, bad liar
At
face.
least they didn't try to do Memnoch the Devil.
Anne McCaffrey, didn't they?
Thankfully, I don't think they've turned any of her things into...
Redwall. Do you guys remember the Redwall cartoon?
No.
There was a Redwall cartoon. Did you read Redwall? It was like medieval series with mice and shit instead of people. They were fucking amazing. And the shit when I was in like elementary school. And they made a cartoon of it and I caught it as an adult. Really accurate. Like, I think what we've established from this is that the trick of doing a story well is to do it in more than one part.
Yeah, I think that's...
How about a movie that was successfully was awesome, but yet completely fucked over its source material.
Like
Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it had
he wrote another story because the movies were coming out again.
Especially Lost World.
Yeah.
I never cared for Jurassic Park,
Lost
the movie
World
or
so
the
they
books.
could make...
So it just, I was like, eh.
Well,
I haven't watched them again as an adult because I don't think they hold up. Just based on what I remember, I don't think they're going to be as awesome and scary because now we've seen that shit in movies for years.
Well, I heard the the 3D remake they did of the first one.
I really
it wasn't a
wanted to go see
remake, but
that.
it was just redone
They just did
in 3D.
it in 3D, yeah.
And
was
was
a
really
remaster.
good. Like they did the 3D effects really well because everything was done practically.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then they're already now talking about Jurassic Park 4, Jurassic World.
The dinosaurs take over the world?
God, I hope so.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go see that so hard.
But, the weird thing is I don't remember much about Jurassic Park 3. Like, I've seen it a couple times, but I don't remember
There's
next
a
to
kid
anything
that gets
about it.
lost. It's pretty much a remix of the first two. It wasn't very good.
When it comes to Jurassic
Oh,
Park,
and there was a really weird Velociraptor hybrid thing.
I like how they've actually found out that
was
Velociraptors actually now
had
probably have a lot
feathers.
more feathers.
Yeah. That was, I think the one in the third movie had feathers because they had just recently made those discoveries. Yeah. So, like, no, really, it's a different species.
Nope, it's a Velociraptor.
You buy Jurassic Park.
I couldn't really get into the whole Jurassic Park thing, mainly because of the whole, hey, we'll use this frog DNA to fill in the gaps. Wait, don't these frogs change their sexes on their own? Oh, sure, but that's okay. You know, it's just, no.
Just no.
I can't buy into that.
See, I was in, what year did those come out? Like early 90s?
94, I think was the first
I
movie.
was in, like, 4th grade when those came out. So,
4th, 5th
it's a
grade.
lot easier to suspend disbelief if you don't have scientific knowledge. Like most 4th graders don't. And now as an adult, I like dinosaurs way more than I should. And so I still...
Paleontology is the degree for you.
Honestly, if I was more scientifically minded, I totally would have gone into that. Yeah. Because I fucking love dinosaurs. Man.
I probably would have gotten into paleontology, except that would mean I'd have to go out to dig sites and be out
In
the summer.
Utah.
Oh, I love being outside.
Utah, yeah.
I am outdoorsy chick.
120 degree desert heat.
For my birthday, I'm asking my dad to get me a fishing bowl, a fishing pole, a fishing license, and take me out fishing. Because, damn it, I like being outside. And that's a way that you can excuse being outside and sitting in one place.
So, you guys know how you have those, the big ball chains that I wear sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Metal ones, yeah. So, I spent 6 months in southern Utah.
Oh.
I had to stop wearing it.
Burning?
Because, it would get hot and burn the back of my neck.
I have one that I should actually give you because I haven't worn it in so long because it's either freezing when I ride my scooter, that's really unpleasant, or burning in the summer. I'm just going to give it to you.
Okay.
Because those are great though.
I'll put it with my collection.
Giant ball chains are awesome. Oh yeah, that would suck. You would have the weirdest tan lines. Being out in the Arizona sun with a giant ball chain necklace.
Well, man, I think we're pretty much the end of the list.
We covered it pretty well.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
That was everything I had.
How's our
in
time?
We're just under 2 hours.
Nice.
That's good.
So,
We're slowly shaving off time.
yes. We're going to attempt to start next week dividing this into 2 shows, I believe.
Yes.
So we're going to
Well,
talk
we'll figure out the
ideas
details.
and plans, yeah. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, we hope you... What?
Excellent. I had to do the... Even though no one can see me, I had to do the fingers.
Well, when you do the Burns voice, everyone knows you do the fingers.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
That's why
you have to.
I assumed they would know.
Even if you got no hands, you still have to. Which is... Nikki
No, don't say it. No one saw me. I'm not going to hell.
Oh, I saw you. You're going to hell.
Oh, there's witnesses. Oh, mother of pearl.
Mother of pearl?
Yes.
I like it.
I like to speak old-timey sometimes.
That was pretty old-timey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dagnabbit.
Whippersnappers and your rock and roll.
Your hippity-hoppity.
Mm-hmm. Get off my lawn!
Go get yourself some Bitcoin.
Yeah, go invest in some Bitcoins.
Don't do it. Don't give people bad investment advice. It's on recording. Now you have evidence if they want to sue you.
_ or hashtag sarcasm.
Hashtag sarcasm indeed.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the Nerd Effect Podcast. Feel free to email us, feedback@nerdeffect.com, forum boards, all the fun places. Facebook page is always a good place to go.
We got blogs.
We have blogs. They're
Working
set
on
up.
it. Working on it.
Get bios.
I actually got a couple of blog ideas I'm putting together right now, so hopefully I'll have those up this week.
I am going to post a recipe this week, so stay tuned.
Ooh.
Bam.
It's for a thing I made today that Mason has some of.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nikki's a homestead and goddess.
Oh!
So she'll,
Can I plug my food swap?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Nomi's gonna do it. If anyone's interested, I'm starting a food swap group where basically you make cool things like jam and snacks and bring them and you swap them with each other. So you make, 3 batches of 4 different things. You get 12 shiny new things to bring home with you, and it's gonna be awesome. So if you're interested, email me, Nikki@nerdeffect.com. It's gonna be kind of cool.
I imagine you probably gotta be at least within 25,
Boise
30
area.
miles of Boise.
Yeah, it's gonna be once a month. We're gonna meet.
Well, if you wanted to come on down from Portland or whatever,
Yeah, or
you
if you-
could.
That's
If
But
you're gonna
you.
be in town,
Nikki's
we're-
not gonna go much further than Caldwell, I imagine.
No, the plan is my condo complex has a clubhouse, and we pay an HOA fee and don't get shit for it. So I figure, hey, let's try the clubhouse out. So we're gonna try that. But yeah, it's because there's already food swap groups out there, but the one that I got invited to join is all organic, and I can't afford to fucking go out and buy all organic ingredients.
Fuck organic.
It's
and also the fact that it's useless. But
there's some people out there who are very adamant about it, and I respect that, and I would not want to not use organic ingredients and lie to them about it.
I
right.
respect your choice to choose organic.
I respect your
Fuck you.
choice, but I can't afford to make it myself. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'll start my own.
I don't respect their choice because there's no scientific basis to back it up.
Well, no, but there's no scientific basis for a lot of things people do, and they do them anyways.
And I don't support any of those.
Yeah. I support free choice, Mason. Anyways.
I support free choice. There's a whole bunch of reasoning why that's good.
Yeah.
When you use it to be dumb, I don't support that.
Well, I just don't like spending lots of money. But, I'm going to bring things
If you don't spending lots of money, you should go to the new Trader Joe's that just opened up.
We're waiting because we've seen pictures.
TJ's
of
is the
lot.
awesome.
Oh,
I've never
man.
been in one, you guys. I'm so excited.
TJ's dark chocolate covered pretzels in town. Oh my god, yes.
We cat sat for a friend, and she gave us their ginger snaps that are shaped like kitties as a thank you for cat sitting. And Ange just informed me that those are from Trader Joe's, and I almost crapped myself because they were the best fucking ginger snaps I've had in my life.
TJ's has no right to have as many good products as they do because they're a fucking grocery store, and how they are that much better than everybody else, I don't know.
I'm so excited.
Cheap.
I'm so excited to go.
Bananas, 17 cents.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just bought bananas for 4 times that.
Now, here's the thing. I'm a little lost because they said 17 cents each, but I don't know if that means 17 cents per pound each. Or
That's 17 cents per banana, no matter how big it is.
That's still pretty damn good.
Deal.
Yeah.
Because, 6 bananas,
Because even
that's
if a
over
banana,
a pound.
even if a
Easily.
banana by itself has, about a half pound?
I'm officially into bananas now. I've always
I
hated
love
them,
bananas.
and I always give Dustin crap when he brings them in because bananas are stinky. If you don't like them, there's a
Okay, I was say I love bananas. They're
I'm
always
starting
one of my
to
favorite foods.
because
Sometimes
potassium.
I feel like I have a
And
potassium
vitamin C.
deficiency or something because I like them so much.
I get random Charlie horses in my legs all the time, so I'm trying to eat them more. But
Smoothies.
yeah, so if you're interested in joining my food swap, our first meeting we're planning on the last weekend in March, probably that Saturday morning. So
We should do a
anyone's
Trader
interested.
Joe's group visit.
We should do that next weekend.
Next week? Well, we're going to get our head
After
shaved.
we
we're
get our
getting
head shaved. We'll be
shaved
right
next
down
weekend,
there.
guys.
That's true.
We will.
Scary.
Oh my god, I
right
hope
around
yes.
I get
nap
paid that
time,
Friday
though.
too.
I don't know.
Oh man. Oh.
I don't, which means I won't have
And they
extra
look
money
like
to
they
burn,
have a
and that's
lot
good.
of really good coffee choices, too.
They do.
I have not been drinking coffee.
I'm sorry.
Except for that.
That was my internal monologue that Mason just verbalized.
Well, I'm drinking more tea because.
I'm sorry, there's coffee. Why would you drink tea?
Because Earl Grey is the shit.
My tummy's getting sensitive as I'm getting older.
It's true. Yeah, my bowels don't like coffee too much either, but Lord knows I love coffee.
Yeah,
I just put up with it.
I don't know how I don't have ulcers yet. As
Actually,
much coffee as I've been drinking for over half my life.
You guys might take a look at getting like the half-half. Well, not Mason, but
Well, it's not the caffeine that gets
The
me.
only thing I've ever seen that in is
acidity.
Folgers.
the half-half. Yeah, I
Or you
got
could-
the Folgers half-half, and that does pretty good for me actually.
I've been doing cold brew. That's why I've got this iced coffee. Is I did cold brew, and it's
Yeah.
less
Okay,
acidic and it's easier on your stomach. So I'm going to use that for the rest of my.
Well, yeah, but
rounds,
you can
but-
still get like different coffees to make into cold brew.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm trying to burn through what I have.
Okay.
We were ending the show, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
But
when you're
then
talking,
TJ's came up, and
when,
I'm
you-
like
when,
the
when you
TJ's
talk
evangelist.
about books, coffee has to be discussed too because they just go together.
Yeah.
They really do.
Oh, well, thanks
Yeah.
for...
I was,
Oh, and one of the other awesome things that TJ's has, tangerine juice.
what?
Not orange juice, tangerine juice.
How many
It
tangerines
is
does
so
it take
good.
to make juice?
A lot, I'm sure.
I'm just trying to... we were only in there for, 5 minutes. We didn't...
Oh, I'm planning a trip.
We didn't even make it up and down the aisles. We just went
So exciting.
around the store because there were so many people in there.
I was actually
And
reading
it's
this
not a
thing.
big place. It's not a big place at all. It's maybe the size of this first floor of our office.
Normal grocery
That's
store
a
size.
tiny TJ's.
Yeah, it's not too big at all. Imagine front to back our office and
Well,
then
yeah, that building, that
box-shaped.
corner they built on, which, by the way, worst
Yeah.
location ever.
Yeah, well.
It's not hard to get
I
into.
got a feeling that place is going to do so successfully that we're going to have other stores opening up.
Well,
in
they're
the
talking
area
about
soon.
opening one in Meridian eventually
Yeah.
Fuck Meridian.
because they've got more money out there.
Damn it.
But anyway.
Meridian.
Why do
Yes.
you want to fuck all of Meridian, Mike? Seriously, dude, keep it in your pants.
Just make sure you wrap it.
That's a triple wrapper.
I was going to say, you do realize that 1 in 5 people in this team
Oh, I
have
know.
an STD.
I know.
That doesn't surprise
Well, I
me at
wrap.
all.
I wrap every time.
That seems to go hand in hand with our education defuncts.
Yeah, funny how that works. Okay. are we
Anyways,
ending the show on...
sorry, we were
gross
doing
anthropology.
so fucking well with the derails.
I am 10 minutes on there.
Okay.
Okay.
A-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. That's all, folks.
All right. For the Nerd Effect Podcast, we have been,
Michael Morgan.
Mason, Ireland.
Nikki Prindle.
and I am Dustin Vancouver. We'll see you guys all next week. And for those about to nerd,
We
We
salute
salute
you.
you.